If you're like me, your back and shoulders feel tight and stiff after a long day of surfing. That stiffness can cut your session short and make it harder to paddle, pop up, and rotate through turns. For example, paddling keeps our shoulders in constant forward rotation, or constantly sitting on your board in a hunched position, waiting for waves. Therefore, if we want to stay in the water longer and move better on a wave, we need to keep these areas strong and mobile. But the good news is, mobility doesn't need to take hours, just 5 minutes a day, 3 times a week can leave you feeling loose and limber. Which is why in today's video, I'm going to run through 5 simple mobility drills for surfers. You'll improve movement and rotation, increase spinal mobility for smoother turns, open the chest up for quicker pop-ups, move more freely without pain or stiffness. It's the perfect routine to do in the morning, before a surf, or at the gym. The best part, it doesn't require any equipment. Let's get into it. The first movement we're going to start with today is with the shoulders, but before we get there, we're going to start with setting up our feet. I like to get the feet as often as we can when we're standing up into a surf stance position in terms of width, where your feet would be on a board. We're going to get that position, soften the knees, and want us to think about our posture. So we're starting with the posture, then we're going to move into the shoulders. We're going to open up the palms, we reach and twist. So again, we're working on the shoulders. It's a great way to get the shoulders mobile. It's a nice and easy movement, greases the joint before all that paddling we're gonna do. Don't work too far into the range to start with. Just allow that movement to progress slowly, and we're gonna go for 20 reps. And as I said, just a great way to start the warm up. Nothing too intense, just to get some movement through the shoulders before we head out for a paddle. The second move we're going to get into is a progression from the first, still focusing on the shoulders, but getting into the shoulder blades a little bit more, make sure they're tracking nice and healthy. So same setup with the feet, getting into that surf position in terms of width, soften the knees, think about our posture. This time we're going to take our hands, extend the arms straight, connect the pinkies. We're going to take a big inhale, take the hands wide, back in them behind the head a little bit, touch the thumbs at the top, and then exhale. Release all the way back down. Every time we come up, we're going to try and take the hands a little bit further back and behind the head. We're challenging the range of motion through our shoulders. Thumbs at the top, exhale, pinkies touch at the bottom. Every time we come up, extending the arms long, we're going to do a set of 10. Exhale and release on the way back down. If that's a challenging movement for you, we can regress the movement. So we can come up against the wall, again, getting our feet into that shoulder width position, or a little bit wider. We're going to take our hands nice and wide into a 90-degree position, and then extend the arms all the way up as high as we can. All the way back down, trying to keep the back of the hand relatively close, almost touching the wall, or even brushing them against the wall if you can. Again, we're challenging that range of motion through our shoulders, getting our shoulders tracking nice and well. Again, a great warm up before we start to paddle out. The third movement we're going to get into is the cat-cow. Now, I love the cat-cow because it really ties the lower body together, allows us to get a little bit more connected to our breath. So we're going to take a big inhale, draw the belly in, pull the tailbone under, pull the chin into the chest, and then exhale, belly to the floor, eyes up, chin up. Do 8 reps of these, and I feel like every rep, we just want to try and get a little bit more range, a little bit more connected to our breath. And again, just trying to feel that connection through our torso, improve that mobility through our spine. And as I said, just a great way to connect the upper and lower body together. Really feels good once we get some good mobility through our shoulders, through our hips. We can really start to get some good range through this movement. As I said, 8 to 10 reps is a really good number, but really working hard to stay connected to your breath is key with this movement. Now we've loosened up the shoulders, we've got some mobility through the spine. Now we're going to start to get some rotation through our torso and open up the chest. A little bit more surf-specific movement as we start to build through our warm-up. This movement here is great against the wall as opening the chest. We want to bring our left leg forward, so the outside leg away from the wall, forward, 2 hands out in front on top of each other, and we're going to open up. Full extension through that arm, and just seeing how much rotation we can get through the torso, the back of the hand all the way to the wall if you can. We come back and just open the chest up. Remember, we're trying to get the chest open, but also thinking about our rotation from the hips up, opening the chest. Obviously, with this movement, we can start to think about our rotations as we turn. When we're surfing, start to think about what that feels like, how it looks, and ultimately we want to have mobility through our upper body to get as much rotation through our turns as we can. You don't have to use a wall. If you want to come away from the wall, if you don't have a wall to use, we can even do this just from a stationary position, making sure that the hand out in front stays in line, and we just turn the other hand away from it, and again, trying to get good rotation through our torso. We're going to do 8 on each side, so make sure we change legs, bring the other leg forward, 2 hands out in front, we open up through the chest, 8 on the other side. That'll get us open through the chest, through the torso. The last movement we're going to go through is one of my favorites. It really connects the whole body, still focusing on the upper body, but now that the shoulders are loose, we've got some mobility through our upper body, our spine is nice and mobile. We're going to get into a little rotation, but starting with our feet in that surf stance position, nice and wide, soften the knees. We're just going to start with some gentle rotations. Let the back knee turn in a little bit. We're going to rotate both ways. And we're just going to work our way into this movement. But as I said, it's a great way to get some load through our lower body as well. Transition, that connection up into the upper body. And as we progress through our turns and rotations, we're trying to get a little further. Hands around the corner a little bit further. Eyes are starting to follow the hands. And we're just focusing on getting rotation through the torso, through our arms. Really opening up. We can do 20 reps. If you want to do more, you can. But as I said, just a great way to connect the body and get us feeling nice and dialed before we paddle out for a surf. So just a quick recap of our 5 movements. The first one, reach and twist. We can do 20 reps, really trying to increase the range as we warm our shoulders up. Second exercise, pinky to thumb circles, really trying to open up the shoulders, getting full range, starting to work into the chest a little bit, getting our shoulders tracking nice. The third movement, cat-cows. This is a really good exercise to connect the upper and lower body together, start to get some good movement through our spine, some good mobility. We can do 10 reps there. The fourth exercise, half kneeling chest openers. These ones are really good for that rotation. We can do 8 on each side. And then the last one, standing rotations, getting our feet into that surf stance position and rotating from side to side. 20 reps will have you feeling dialed, ready for a surf. These exercises are simple and repeatable. Remember, 5 minutes a day is all you need, 3 times a week to have you feeling better, surfing more often, surfing for longer, and just having you surfing with more mobility and feeling better in general. If you want to see these exercises used in a real session, watch our latest video where we go behind the scenes with surfers, warming up, training and recovering. Hit watch next on our screen or use the link in the description.